Welcome back, Year 5, Lesson 10. So we're going to be simplifying fractions today. So we're also going to be looking at equivalent fractions. That means fractions that are the same, but predominantly you're going to be simplifying fractions. Okay, so if you've got a fraction, whatever the numerator and the denominator are, the two numbers within your fraction, you're going to be lowering both those numbers. Okay, you're not changing the actual size of the fraction, you're just simplifying it. You're making it basically easier to say and easier to understand. So let's look at this first question. Let's say we have two identical chocolate bars, bar A, which is split into 4 equal sized pieces or fractions, and bar B, which is split into 12 equal sized pieces or fractions. And the question I'm going to put to you is, if I offer you 3/4 of bar A or 9 pieces of bar B, which should you choose if you want the most chocolate? Okay, so 3/4 of bar A, that means I'm going to give you 3 pieces, which I'm going to shade in nice and quickly. So that's what I'm going to give you for bar A. Bar B, I'm giving you 9 fractions or pieces. So there's 1 piece, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So which one are you going to choose? Exactly. They're both the same size, aren't they? So 3/4 and 9/12, because there's 12 pieces in total, are equivalent fractions. They're the same. Okay. Now, 9/12 can be simplified into 3/4. That's how I know they're the same size. So think about 9/12. Okay. Think about a common factor for 9 and 12. So what number goes into both of them? Think about your times tables. When do 9 and 12 appear as answers? Which times table? That's right, 3 times table. So if you asked yourself, how many 3s are there in 12? The bottom number, there's 4. How many 3s are there in 9? There's 3. Okay, so 9/12 I've simplified to 3/4. Now, if we go down here, let's have one more go before you guys have a go by yourselves. Okay, so I've said, right, let's simplify the following fraction. 16/24 or 16/24. So I want us to simplify that. So that means this 16 and this 24 are going to become smaller. Okay, the actual size of the fraction stays the same. That's what you need to remember, but we're going to simplify it. So what we need to do first of all is think about all the common factors of 16 and 24. So what times table is it? Well, if I count up in 1, I'm going to land on 16 and 24, but we discount 1. It doesn't help us. 2 goes into both those numbers. Does 3? No. Does 4? Yeah, I can count up in 4s and I land on both numbers. Are there any others? Oh, they're both in the 8 times table, aren't they? So I know that 8 goes into both. And that is all of the common factors for 16 and 24. And remember, you need to choose the highest factor for both numbers. So that'll be 8. So the first question here, you can see tip on the right-hand side. Find the highest factor for both numbers. Fab, we've done that. That's the 8. Now we need to ask ourselves, how many 8s go into both numbers? So I'll put it underneath here. How many 8s go into 24? It's 3. And how many 8s go into 16 is 2. So you've simplified 16/24 into 2/3. Okay, you haven't changed the size of the fraction, you've just simplified it and made it easier to say. We'll explain that again tomorrow, okay, just to make sure you understand it. But now it's your turn. So you can see here I've given you 8 problems to solve. I've been really kind, and on the first 4, A, B, C and D, I've put in a little red circle what the highest common factor is. So for this first one, A, you can see it's 10. So you need to say to yourself, how many 10s are there in 40? How many 10s are there in 30? And then you've simplified the fraction. For the last 4, I haven't given you the highest common factor. So you need to think about which times table, say for E, which times table are 20 and 25 in? Yep, what's the highest multiplication table they're both in? And then use that number to simplify it, okay? So have a pause now. I'm really stretching you today, so good luck, okay? Go through them and then press play when you're ready to go through the answers. Okay, then I'm going to change my pen to red. So for the first one, 30/40, if we simplify it, it's 3/4. The next one, How many 3's in 21? 7. How many 3's in 18? 6. So it's 6/7 or 6/7. Next one, 3/4 again. The next one, how many 4's in 20? It's 5. How many 4's in 8? It's 2. So the answer is 2/5. These ones here where I'll put the lines in ready for us. I haven't given you the highest common factor. Okay, that was a scruffy 5, but it's 5. How many 5's are there in 25? How many 5's are there in 20? So simplified, it becomes 4/5. The next one, 35 and 42, have got a common factor of 7. They're both in the 7 times table, aren't they? How many 7's go into 42? 6. How many into 35? 5. So it's 5/6. Next one, again, the highest common factor is 7. So that is 1/5. And then the last one, let's think about this. Which times table are they both in? Well, they're both in the 6 times table. Okay, so if you use that number, you would have got 2/6. But the highest factor, I've been a bit sneaky here, they both have a common factor of 12. So the simplest fraction for 12/36, well, how many 12's go into 36? It's 3. How many 12's go into 12? It's 1. So you would have had, I'll be kind, you'd have had 1 mark for 2/6, but you'd have had 2 marks if you'd got 1/3. Okay, so I'll let you have a look at those. Okay, well done. I have challenged you today. Okay, so well done for doing them, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.